day again, my wonderful listeners. I bring to you another news. The news headline: Between Wike's attack on Uzodinma and reality. The news in full. Every discerning Nigerian knows Governor Nyesom Wike as a brash and rabble-rouser of a man, one with propensity to viciousness. The Minister of Labour and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, once described him as a gra man. In local parlance, this means a noisemaker without substance and depth. It can also be interpreted as a vulnerable person who has a complex and resorts to noise, keen to attract attention. That perhaps explains why Wike is wont to attack the presidency and the ruling party or Progressive Congress at will. If this is his idea of opposition politics, he sure needs to be schooled all over. Since the presidency saw through the hollowness of the man, it has completely ignored him to continue to play the gallery and wallow in self-relevance. Political observers who saw this as a desperate attempt to gain relevance into the national political space, have some also come to see him as a political jester. However, Imo people would not ignore him for coming to Owerri to insult Governor Hope Uzodinma in the name of politics. Take undue advantage of the hospitality of Imo State. Wike had the temerity to declare Uzodinma as failed and should not be re-elected. A man who is notorious for intolerance would not have allowed an opposing political party the opportunity to even hold the so-called mega rally, not to talk of using the same platform to hurl insult on the sitting governor of the state. However, since we are democratic dispensation and Uzodinma is a believer in democracy with the consummate free speech and freedom of the association, it will continue to create an enabling environment for all political parties in the state and beyond to exercise their democratic rights and within the provision of the law. Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, who has also berated the Imo State Governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for alleging that the PDP party was responsible for the attempted removal of the National Chairman of Progressive Congress, APC, Adams Oshiomhole, saying that the allegation was baseless and untrue. Wike said that the APC was out to destroy the judiciary and urged the judiciary to protect itself from the destructive tendencies of the APC. In an interview at the Government House, Port Harcourt, Wike said the comments discredited to Uzodinma are unfortunate. He said, "I read that Uzodinma said that the PDP conspired to plot the attempt removal of the APC chairman, and that is an unfortunate lie." Governor Wike of the Rivers State also lambasted the governor of Imo State, who accused the PDP of being behind the political crisis in APC, especially the moves to remove the national chairman of the ruling party, Adams Oshiomhole. He threatened to tell the world who Uzodinma is if he dares to make any statement again. Speaking in an interview he granted to the Rivers State Government House Press Corps, Wike accused Uzodinma and the APC of striving to twist the judiciary. He does urge the Chief Justice of Nigeria to caution judges against the intrudes of the politicians. Wike declared that APC was out to destroy the judiciary and urged the judiciary to protect itself from destructive tendencies of the ruling party. He said, "With what the APC is doing today, we may not have the judiciary and everyone to pay the price. The party is trying to destroy the hope of the common man." Wike regretted that APC and her supporters attack the judiciary when the judgments are not in their favor. He pointed at the attacks of Mary Udili in the Bayelsa State governorship matter. The governor said that the recent order by the wife of the member of the House of Representatives, wherein she affirmed the freedom of the former Emir of Kano, was hailed, even though she was the wife of a PDP member. Wike berated Uzodinma of Imo State for alleging that the PDP was responsible for the attempted removal of Oshiomhole, saying that the allegation was baseless and untrue. He went on and said it is unfortunate that Uzodinma will have the temerity to make the false allegation. Hope Uzodinma was an APC agent while he was in the PDP. That was why APC used him as an agent to support Ali Modu Sheriff, but they failed. It is unfortunate that people of questionable character are in government. Uzodinma cannot talk about the attempted removal of APC national chairman and mention the PDP. What is our business in the attempted removal of Oshiomhole? If Senator Uzodinma dares to make such false comments again about the PDP, we will tell the world about him. That he fortunately took the mandate of PDP does not mean that PDP is weak. Hope Uzodinma lacks the capacity to discuss the PDP. Wike said that Nigerians must be vigilant and work towards protecting the judiciary. We must protect the judiciary to do its work, but the judiciary should protect itself. APC has destroyed the judiciary, he said. Governor Wike wondered why the judiciary should allow leaders of the APC to toss it around, as has been witnessed during the party internal crisis. He decried the situation where the Court of Appeal granted a stay of the execution on the suspension of the APC national chairman, but the FCT High Court went ahead to declare another person the acting national chairman. He said only the National Executive Committee of political parties have such powers. He said the judiciary should be very careful. The judiciary should be at alert. It should not allow itself to be used. It should not allow itself to be destroyed. APC should not be allowed to destroy the judiciary. The judiciary was there before APC. It was there before the political party. I can see the judiciary being destroyed and keep quiet. I am not interested in what happened in the APC, but I am concerned with the judiciary and its survival. Every discerning national knows Governor Wike as a brash and rabble-rouser of man, one of the prosperity to viciousness. The Minister of Labour and Productivity, Dr. Tris Ngege, once described him as a gra man. In local parlance, this means a noisemaker without substance and depth. It can also be interpreted as a vulnerable man who has complex and resorts to noisemaking to attract attention. That perhaps explains why Wike won't be attacking the presidency and the ruling party at will. If this is his idea of opposition politics, it sure needs to be scolded all over. Since the presidency saw through the hollowness of the man, it has completely ignored him to continue to play to the gallery and wallow in self-relevance. Political observers also saw him as a desperate attempt to gain relevance in the national political space, just also to come see him as a political jester. Imo people would not ignore him for coming to Owerri to insult Governor Hope Uzodinma, all in the name of politics. Taking undue advantage of the hospitality of the Imo people, Wike has the temerity to declare Uzodinma has failed and should not be re-elected.